gentlemen, welcome and thanks for joining us. I am Rob.
I'm Chad.
And this is the Ground Zero podcast, the podcast that's so good you'll wonder why your headphones don't charge you rent.
Amen.
Let's go.
Preach it.
Let's go. Well, here we are for another episode, Chad.
That was very high energy.
That was.
That took a lot out of me.
I may have clipped the mic, actually. I may have talked just a little too loud.
Mistake.
We'll have to roll back and fix that in post if I did.
That's a mistake like people who do like book podcasts make.
Nobody will ever know. Man. Hey, just random question for you, buddy. You don't have to give us any dollar amounts, right?
Rando question.
But December is usually an expensive month for people because of Christmas gifts and stuff. Like, how big is your shopping list? Like, are you shopping for a ton of nieces and nephews and stuff? Like, I mean, is December like? Do you have to use January to recover from December or no?
You know, I used to, and to be honest with you, about 5-6 years ago, we kind of stopped that.
Really?
And it has made Christmas so much more enjoyable. Like, even like my wife and I will do like experiences and, you know, either do a trip or do like Christmas stuff, like, you know, whatever, like plays and like Enchant, like up in Seattle where they got like that, you know, the ice skating that goes through T-Mobile Park and all that stuff. So we'll do stuff like that. But we've gotten away from the buying each other gifts because number one, it's just stupid. We're just trading money back and forth, number one. And number two, the stress of all of it. And let's be honest, number three, like I have to check the stats, but how long do any of these gifts last? I bet you within like 30 days, like 90% of all gifts are like broken or never used again.
Well, what happened with me is people put me in a box. They go, what are some of the things you like? Because they don't know what to buy me. And I go, well, I mean, I am a fan of movies. And so then for a while, every Christmas, I'm getting a DVD. Right?
Oh, so
I mentioned that I was a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and people were like getting me Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Hey, I noticed on your bookshelf you didn't have this one, so I got it for you. I'm like, thanks. You know, so now I own every Arnold Schwarzenegger DVD.
I will keep on giving you that stuff too.
Yeah, and then but then I mentioned like I like hot sauces, and so then now people are always trying to find hot sauces that are too hot for me. Listen, I'm not Superman. I'm not impervious to spice. I just enjoy spice, but there's a level where it's too much. And then I don't enjoy it. Nobody enjoys it. Right?
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know when your guys' birthday months are, but Megan's and Dana's birthdays are both in December. And then we have Christmas in December.
Sucks. I would not want my birthday in December.
And then I don't even get to recover in January because our youngest, Malcolm, his birthday is the first week of January.
See, I wouldn't want my birthday within like a couple months.
My wife's
of Christmas.
My wife's is a few days before Christmas.
See, that sucks.
Yeah, and so she gets that mixed gift.
Oh yeah, of course. And I would do the same thing. I'd be like, hey, here's your Christmas birthday gift.
Here's the amount of money that I would have spent on one gift, but now it gets to do double duty as two gifts.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, hey, I just spent double the money and got you a much nicer gift for both your birthday and Christmas.
You know what we're call that? We're gonna call that a birthmas gift. That's where we're going with it. Your wife gets birth math gifts. Birth math gifts.
Chris Day gifts.
So say that three times. Say that 3 times really quick.
No,
you go for it. Birth math gifts.
Yeah, it just sounds weird, dude.
So how much money did you spend? See, you still have like kids-ish at home.
Yeah,
ours are gone. Ours have moved on to being productive members of society that are changing the world.
So our youngest just turned 11, and I don't know if you've checked him out, but there's a new arcade. And it's called Insert Coin. But what's ironic is even though the name of the arcade is Insert Coin, and this thing's huge, it's like Dave and Buster's kind of stuff. They're all swipe your RFID card. You don't have to like swipe it through a magnetic card reader. You just touch it to the panel, and then you get to play the games, right? So we got him and his closest friends, and we got a table, and we bought a bunch of pizza and stuff, and we gave each kid like $40 to go and play the games. So they just like gamed for like a couple hours. Couple of cool things. There's a massage chair. It's free. So parents can just go sit in there's 2 massage chairs. You just go sit, and they're actually pretty nice.
Wow.
They're pretty nice. And then at the back of the arcade, they have Flynn's Arcade from Tron.
Oh.
And you walk in, and they're the old school games that we grew up playing in the arcade. And you have to swipe your card, but it doesn't charge any credits to your card. So they're free to play. So my wife and I went back there, and we were playing on those games. It was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I will tell you what, the idea sounds good. I've not been there. But listen, being around that many kids sounds like hell.
Well, you guys are empty nesters now.
Oh,
so
yes,
you're
we
in
are.
that stage.
Oh, it's so awesome.
We've got
So
mandatory
awesome.
7 more years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got at least 7-8 years in jail.
We have a mandatory 7, and
Yes.
then after that, like we could kick them to the curb. I've told all my adult kids that, like, I fulfilled my legal obligation to you at 18. I could kick you out at any time. I haven't yet.
We tell them not to come back. We're like, listen, you walk out that door, man. That door doesn't swing the other way.
One of these days. But one of the cool things about Insercoin is we ordered pizza, and then this robot.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Is the pizza good? Okay. Or is it like going to Chuck E. Cheese and
I'll
you
be
have
honest.
pizza
Listen,
that you're eating? Is it good pizza?
You're paying for the arcade experience.
So the pizza
and
ship.
and the pizza was not great. I mean, it was it was.
Are we gonna get sued?
Listen, it was similar. Not great was my opinion. It was not my preference, but it was very similar to like New York City street pizza.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's a big fat slice, but it is greasy as all get out.
Probably expensive.
And
too, right?
you've got to walk from 32nd up to Central Park to burn it off. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of pizza.
Yeah.
We literally grabbed a slice of pepperoni, folded it in half, and held it like this for like 5 minutes. Grease is just like dripping off this thing onto the plate. It was just, but the cool part was we ordered the pizza, and when our pizza's ready, they have these robots. And it's like imagine like a Roomba, a giant Roomba with 3 trays on top of it, and then it's got like a tablet for a face. So it gives it these fake facial features, and each robot had a name, right?
Oh.
And ours was Roboticus. And so they've got a bunch of these tables lined up in the cafeteria, and the robot comes to the right side of our table, and it's got the pizzas on the back tray. And then our server is getting the pizzas off the back tray. And before she could get the last pizza, Roboticus takes off, dude. And I'm like, what the heck? I just paid for that pizza. Where are you taking it? And he, luckily, though, had to go around all the tables and head back because we were at our tables closest to the kitchen. So she caught him on the other side, and there's a little red stop button on him that you can tap. And then he stops, and then she gets the pizza. But I was like, man, you just cannot trust the technology. I was like,
no.
On one hand, I'm like, this is super cool because you know me, I love tech.
Yeah.
Right. But on the other hand, I'm like, man, first the machines start taking your jobs and they start taking your pizzas.
They do.
Next thing you know, they're taking your life.
They do. You know what it sounds like, though? I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't mind technology when it works and it helps us out.
Yeah.
But I hate technology that's just used as a gimmick. And to be honest with you, it kind of sounds like that's a gimmick.
I think only because the pizzas were too hot for us to grab by ourselves. But for the people that got like a basket of fish and chips, it was easy. The robot comes up to your table, you grab your thing, and then it takes off. But each robot had a slightly different personality. And they had one, what was her name? Wanda or something like that. There was a kid standing in the aisle, and she gets up, and she has a sensor, so she stops, and she goes, "Excuse you." And he looks at her, steps out of the way, and she keeps going. I was like, what the heck? And so, yeah, I mean, it's a bit gimmicky. They have a bar inside that place, and it does mixed drinks, and it's got the robot arms that's like mixing all the drinks.
Because you have to, because somebody like me would need it in order to stay there.
You would go and hang out in the bar?
You know what I went? I went just an adult-only arcade.
Yeah.
You know, I've thrown out this
idea.
I've thrown this idea out by like Disneyland. I was like,
do you mean like grown-ups only, or do you mean like an adult arcade?
Well,
those are two different things.
Well, listen, you need to get your mind out of the gutter. Okay.
So you mean like grown-ups?
Yes. I just want to get rid of all of the kids to not be there when I'm there.
An 18 and up arcade.
Like, I figured this, like Disneyland or those types of places, how much money could they make if they just did like one day a month of just a kid-free zone? No strollers, no kids screaming, crying, blowing the up because their parents have held them out there for like 18 hours.
But isn't that part of the experience, though?
No, that's not part of the experience. No. Okay, and any parent that tells you is lying and full of okay, because I've seen them yelling and screaming at those kids.
We're probably going to be heading there this next summer.
Oh,
I mean,
we
want to get Malcolm over there.
Do a full, how old will he be? 9, 10?
He's 11 now.
Oh, he's 11, so he's going to be like 11, 12?
That's a good age.
That's a good age to take him. And I'm going to go off on my rant here. I love the people that take their little kids there.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess on one, there's a small percentage of me that understands that they want these memories.
Yeah.
But you're wasting that time and effort and money, man. Take your kid to somewhere that they're going to enjoy when they're 1 or 2 and like not freak the hell out. You got to wait until the kid is old enough to be able to enjoy it, enjoy all the different rides, like get on all the different rides.
They
and
don't
be able to
charge you for
experience
babies,
that.
right? Like if you have a baby in a stroller, that baby goes in free, right?
Well, here we go. So check out. I guess people lie all the time about their kid's age because I think it's like 2 or 3 or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But something. So they lie about their kid's age all the time, or there's stories out there. I'm not joking. There was this one lady just recently, like 2 months ago or something. She threw her like 6-year-old or whatever in a stroller that he hadn't been in like 4 or 5 years, right? So she rolls his up there and claims that he's like under 2 years old so he can get in for free. Or I guess the other thing is they'll roll a stroller up there, and they'll try to claim it's empty, but there's actually a kid in there so that they don't have to pay for that kid. In order
kid.
Yeah, it's like a Trojan horse at Disneyland.
Pretty soon we're gonna have like border patrol at the Disneyland gates.
Yeah,
like,
I have no problem with that. If we need to keep kids out of there, we will keep. We're gonna have to. Actually, you want to know something? We need to do a episode on that because I could go
I bet you could.
I could go for hours on a child-free like Universal Studios or Disneyland or whatever. I could go on forever.
Let's save that for another episode. Earlier today, you said you like technology when it works, right?
Yes.
And so, like for me, that robot thing, that's what I was thinking. I was like, they should have a sensor to know when there's still food on the tray and not go until it knows all the trays are empty.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is that? I feel like there is a lot of technology that means well, but it wasn't thought through, and so something just doesn't work. As a matter of fact, you were telling me about something just this last week that happened, right?
Yeah, with those driverless cars.
Yeah.
Those Waymo. Listen, I feel like we're like opening ourselves up to like 5 different lawsuits in the first 5 minutes of this.
This is commentary. As long as we don't state anything that's untrue.
Well, this is not untrue because he videoed
allegedly.
it. Yeah, he actually videoed it.
So tell them what happened.
Okay, and first of all, I love the titles that people give themselves on all these social media platforms. So this guy's name is Mike Johns, and he has labeled himself as, this is so, sorry, Mike Johns, but a lifetime student. You know what we call that in my world? Unemployed. Exactly. Yeah. That's when you're standing in the government cheese line on that end of things. Okay. Look at the next one with this guy. God, I love his story, but I don't know if I'd like him. So a universal thinker.
Lifetime student, universal thinker.
Is a universal thinker. Okay.
Probably has a philosophy degree.
Yeah. Lifetime student, universal thinker, and singular solution. But okay. Anyways, maybe this could have happened to a better guy. I don't know him, but I'm making judgments already on him.
Yeah, you are.
So anyways, he got it. He was evidently at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, which is a huge airport, right? So he was trying to fly home, I think, to LA or wherever he was going off all of this. So he decided to get in one of those Waymo vehicles, no driver. You just sit there, it does its thing, and then you get out. And we've heard stories of them getting in a car accidents.
Have you been in one of those yet?
I have not. You want something? And I had to ask myself, would I get in one of those?
Okay. I want to hear the rest of your story before I decide.
Because you've been in one?
No, I haven't.
You haven't been? Okay.
Whether I would get in one or not.
Yeah. I think I would do it just because I'm a risk taker. And I have to experience at least once in my life, right? It's like skydiving. I've done it a couple times. Yeah. And to be honest, I kind of enjoy it. But I think this is the same thing where I would want to experience it once in my life. So anyways, a universal thinker here, Mike Johns, got into the car to take him to Sky Harbor Airport. Mm-hmm. And when he got there, the car went on him. So basically what it did was it wouldn't let him out. And it just kept circling the parking lot over and over and over again, not letting him out. So basically, I'm pretty certain Waymo kidnapped this guy, and pretty certain,
allegedly,
allegedly, according to this video, Mike Johns, universal thinker, was kidnapped by Waymo. And I guess I went around in circles like 8 different times. He couldn't get the car unlocked. It wouldn't stop. The customer service persons tried to help him out. And eventually, I guess they were able to...
Wait. He's on the phone with customer service?
He's literally on the phone with customer service with Waymo. He literally is doing the customer service.
The image that... I got to see that video because the image that's in my head is hilarious, dude.
Like literally, we got to start putting the up. We got to get more complex here.
Let's put a link to it down below. Let's include a link. But I'm picturing this guy, because like normally if a taxi driver misses your exit, excuse me, you missed a turn. It goes, okay, I'll circle around the block, right? But like, who do you talk to in a driverless vehicle? So he's calling tech support.
He is literally calling tech support. And you know what these told him. He's literally circling around like he doesn't know there's an issue.
Yeah.
And this is their first thing they tell him. It appears the car might be experiencing some routine issue. Okay, number one, of course it's experiencing a issue.
Dude.
Number two, I'm calling you to fix it. And number three, why are you trying to act like this is just a minor deal? The car is literally not stopping, and I'm locked in it.
Not to get sued, but I'm picturing that he got a low-level tech support person.
We'll just claim this is alleged.
In a foreign country.
Allegedly.
So there's probably a language barrier.
Allegedly.
And the guy's allegedly reading a script.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure there's a script.
Okay.
100%.
Like, the guy's like, did you try turning it off and turning it back on?
Statement number one. Tell them there's nothing to be worried about and nothing's wrong. Tell them it's routine. Tell them this happens all the time.
Is a taxi on? Okay, turn to page 13. All right. Are you moving at faster than 5 miles per hour? Yes. Okay, turn to page 30. All right. You know. So the guy was. Did he make his flight? That's what I want.
Well, he did eventually. So I guess it circled the airport for for the parking lot for 8 different times. The tech support allegedly, but managed to reroute the car somehow to actually just pull into a parking lot, either a parking spot anywhere, which it finally did, and then it unlocked. Now, like I said, I love Waymo. Listen, we both own businesses, right?
Yeah,
and you know you don't try to freak out your clients and you try to act like there's nothing wrong, even though it's all going and everything else like that. But Waymo just says it was a regularly scheduled maintenance event.
Yeah, right.
That's what caused the incident.
Yeah, and that explosion was just a test missile that went awry, right? You can't believe anything they tell you.
No,
no. They're covering their backsides.
And the reality is, I agree with him. Maybe there should be a kill switch. So, yeah, Mr. Universal Thinker evidently is an artificial intelligence consultant.
No.
He is. It says, amusingly, Johns is actually an artificial intelligence consultant. And when it comes to autonomous vehicles, it's the future where things are going. So I'm definitely a part of that. Yeah, you are definitely a part of that. But see, this is the issue with all of it.
You can't make that stuff up, dude.
The problem is this isn't ready for prime time. Okay? It's cool technology. I think that it can be ready later on down the road. It can be very useful to us, all these things. But the problem is we have these people that are trying to claim and push it into that it's ready for prime time, and it's not ready for prime time. And they think that if they admit it, that it's not ready for prime time, that somehow it becomes less important, or we're not going to be able to keep moving forward with it.
It's a product, right? It's a product, and you've seen it before. You get to the product development cycle, you've got millions of dollars in R&D, and now you've got to start making money. So is it 80% ready? Are the issues that it's having going to cause catastrophic failure and death? If not, we can fix those glitches later, right?
Of course, yeah. But the problem too, we know about when we've developed stuff, a lot of times you don't know this stuff until it's been used for 10, 15, 20 years, right? And that's when in real world all the glitches come out. It's kind of like with cell phones where they're like, no, does it cause cancer? Are you going to have brain cancer? And I'm like, listen, you and I, we're the rats, because we're the people that have been using them for the last 25 years of our life. So we're going to be the ones that they're going to really find out whether that stuff is.
As it turns out, it's only going to cause cancer if you hold it up to your head.
So yeah. So anyway, so that's Waymo. They're taking people kidnapping rides throughout. I just love it.
Way to start the year off strong, Waymo. Your stock is probably plummeting right now as we talk.
All those lifetime students and universal thinkers are in danger of not making their flight.
The fact that he was an AI development guy, what's he doing on tech support? Hey, put me through a programmer. Pull up the initialization module. Change code line 25. Sir, do you work for us? No, but let me tell you how to fix it.
So awesome. I feel too, if you're going to use a Waymo, I'm going to throw my in that car, and I feel like I'm kind of the guinea pig. Yeah. Right. I'm the monkey that they're throwing in the space capsule, sending it up for the first time.
The difference is you're paying for the taxi ride.
I better be paying a lot less. I wish the thing that I would like to know is, did they and maybe this guy will reach out to us, because I would love to. Yes. But did they give him some credit? Did they give him
lifetime
some more free
rides?
Did they give him some more free Waymos? If I was with Waymo, and I was the CEO, I would do everything I do to keep his mouth shut. Dude, I would be like, okay, tell you what, dude, we are going to give you one free Waymo ride every week for the rest of your life.
That's exactly what they do.
Because this stuff is just horrible, right? And this happens, right? It's not going to be perfect when it gets rolled out. But you got to keep a lid on this.
Not to get us off topic, but my freshman year of college, I was at University of Alaska, and we went on a family camping trip, my uncle's family and I. And I stocked up on a bunch of Frito-Lay chips. And everybody else was eating these different chips. The one chip that I ate different, I was the only one that liked the Sun Chips. So I ate the Sun Chips. I got food poisoning on that trip. We all ate the same stuff, except for I was the only one that ate the Sun Chips. So I wasn't like threatening to sue. I just wrote Frito-Lay saying, hey, listen, man, here's the batch number and stuff off of the bag. You might have a bad product because my family and I went on a trip and I was the only one that got food poisoning. And over the 5 days, the only thing that I ate differently than them was I ate these Sun Chips. And so they sent me like $200 of manufacturer's coupons.
Oh, did they receive that? That's how you
They
need to do
basically
it.
said, listen, we're 100% sure it wasn't our product, but for the inconvenience and we don't want our brand to be sullied in your mind, here's some free money basically to try our products on us so that we can keep you as a customer. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Very, very smart move because let's be honest, we humans can be cheaply bought.
Oh, we can be bought.
Well,
Everybody has a price.
oh yeah, and for most people it's $50. Like you give them $50 worth of free, I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10 they're keeping their mouth shut.
Mr. John, sorry about the technical glitch there. Here's
Well,
a $50 coupon for Waymo.
he evidently didn't get the $50.
Oh, we're sorry you missed your flight and had to get a hotel. Here's $50. Hope it'll help. But my friend has a Tesla and he's got the self-driving feature.
Oh, great.
And he swears by it. He loves it. His kid will not let the car drive. He goes, I don't trust it, Dad. And when you hear stories like this, no wonder, right? Yeah. I mean, can we trust technology?
Well, it's like I said, I don't think it's really ready for prime time. I understand you need to test and get that stuff out there. But my theory is like, man, you got to show me like 10, 20 years of like success and then it becomes ready.
Do we know, is that Waymo taxi a all electric vehicle?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Well, yeah, it'd have to be because then otherwise it would have to gas up.
So
right?
yeah, I'm going to say, I'm going to say allegedly it is an electric. Let me check real quick.
The word of the day is allegedly.
Yes.
Our legal department told us we could stay out of a lot of trouble if we use allegedly. I'm just curious, while you're looking that up, what your take is altogether on the EV marketplace. Because I know self-driving EV taxis, maybe they're not ready for prime time. But what about just EVs in general?
Yeah. So real quick, Waymo, they're 100% renewable
100%
energy
renewable.
electrical. So on electrical vehicles?
Yeah.
Oh God. Listen, I again, technology that's not ready for the real world yet. We're trying to push that stuff out way too early. And you'll still be, you're just against electrical vehicles or anything else like that. And listen, I'm a fan of like hybrid vehicles. I think that's a good middle ground of where we have to be. But the problem is this, electrical vehicles aren't ready for it. Yeah. We know all the problems and issues that come with it. Okay. There's a ton of issues that come with it. I mean, we can talk about number one, the batteries. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was looking up at some stuff because I wanted to be prepared because that's what I do. And there's like four main minerals that go into these batteries, right?
Yeah.
And out of those minerals, lithium is one of the major ones. And I love how people, I'm gonna get blown up for this. Uh-oh. This is how I feel about most people buy electrical vehicles. I believe they're just virtue signaling. Okay. I think it's that great virtual signaling that I care about the world and I care about the earth, when in reality, do you actually know the entire process from A to Z of what happens in order to get that car, going and moving, and then also what happens at the end of its life. So, like we said, most of these minerals are being mined in the second and third world countries, and one of the biggest one is lithium. They're saying that 90% of all lithium that will be mined by 2030 will be because of electrical vehicles and the batteries that need to be in it. Okay, but check out a few of these things that happen with this lithium. One of the main lithium areas is a place called it's in Chile. It's called Salazar de Atacama, and it's also one of the driest places on Earth. Okay, so just out of curiosity, and I will. Because evidently lithium requires a lot of water in order to mine it, okay? And all I hear people, save the earth and all this other stuff is, hey, water, we need to conserve it, we need to use it. We got like the LA fires and going on with all this stuff,
they
right?
ran out of water pressure.
So how much of that water, percentage-wise, that's in that region, how much of that water do you think they use to mine this lithium for, all these people who are virtually signaling with their electrical cars?
Well, I'm going to have to assume it's a big number, so over 50%.
Over 50%. You're still off. 65%.
Wow.
So they're using 60 in a dry area where the water is desperately needed, okay, for the people to live, to grow crops, all that other good stuff. So, yeah, exactly. Drink up your water, because in Chile, you wouldn't have it. But that allows people to go driving around here in the United States acting like they're doing this great thing for the environment. Listen, 65%, but check this out too. In addition to that they're using 65% of the water, I was reading this because it is absolutely amazing. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, where a lot of the cobalt is, this is another major mineral that goes into these batteries. 70% of all cobalt comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. In order to mine that, they use 255,000 miners. Okay,
a lot of employees.
So 40,000 of them are children, many of them as young as 6 years old. Okay, so there's this image that's presented versus electrical vehicles, and then there's the reality. Okay. And I feel like people who argue on the facts or on the front of electrical vehicles think that somehow if they just tell the truth, that they're going to lose the argument. And I think most human beings understand that every situation we run into have good and bad.
Yeah.
And you hopefully are going to make the good outweigh the bad. But literally, when you start looking into this stuff, how can you truly justify that but you want to know why it's truly justified?
Why?
Because Mr. and Mrs. Virtue Signaler does not truly, give a about what's going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And that's what it really comes down to. They want to drive around the streets of Seattle or LA or New York and show that they're Tesla owners and electrical vehicle owners, everything else like that. But they don't want to take accountability for all the steps that had to happen in order for them to get that electric
So here's
vehicle.
the opposite side of that, right? So do we swing so far the other direction that we go, cobalt is now like conflict diamonds. Like we just outlaw them. If you're using cobalt from the Democratic Republic of Congo, you're a bad person and it's a war crime. I mean, is it that bad?
I think it is. But see, the problem is like most people don't see the reality of what it's. So it's like they say, you should never see how your food is made. Right?
You don't want to know
like they don't want to see this. For example, in order to get all these minerals, they have to strip mine. And strip mining is basically where you take wide areas and you start stripping down from the top. It's not like you just drill down and then you go down and get it. So anyways, they're strip mining with all of that. And that, of course, is causing deforestation, which is now driving more climate change with everything.
I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't read up on the issue altogether, but I know that on the flip side, sometimes when we see issues like this, we talk to the people in those countries and it's like, man, I can't believe these 6-year-olds have to go to work. And the family's like, oh, dude, I had my first job when I was 5. So yeah, this is normal for us. And it's a good paying job and our family gets to eat well because of it. So yeah, on the one side, I'm like, that kind of sucks. And if bad is being done, yes, you should, I think, be aware of it and acknowledge it. I remember when Nike was allegedly using like Asian sweatshop labor to make their Jordans and whatnot. Remember all those lawsuits and stuff happened?
Send those letters to Rob Brower at.
It's actually it's the Ground Zero Podcast at gmail.com if you really want to virtue signal or shame us or whatever.
Yes.
But no, I stand by our comments. I agree with what you're saying. I don't know if I'm hardcore like let's ban this yet because I haven't really looked into it, but I did look. Remember a while back, carbon neutrality was kind of like a buzz term, right? And so I was just curious. So I just looked up, is Tesla carbon neutral? And it says that in 2023, Tesla's greenhouse gas emissions increased by nearly 10 million metric tons of carbon dioxide compared to 2022. Most of the increase came from Tesla's supply chain, which accounts for nearly 80% of the company's overall carbon footprint. And so it's kind of crazy because if a company says, hey, we're going to go all electric, we're making electric vehicles, then are they going to jump on that bandwagon of all electric delivery trucks too?
Well, I mean, like, the Postal Service supposedly was looking at trying to go all electrical on their end.
Bro, let me tell you something about the Postal Service. I used to work for them, and the vehicle that they use to deliver right now primarily is the LLV. It is the long life vehicle. It's some sort of a Ford chassis that's been stripped down, and it's got an engine that just won't quit, won't stop as long as you keep giving it oil and gas. But every single postal worker will tell you that every vehicle in the post office is like falling apart. There's issues all the way around. I mean, it is. I don't know, man. All electric vehicle. I don't know. So one of the issues that I had when I was delivering mail at the post office was in the wintertime, right? Because these are not 4-wheel drive vehicles go anywhere. And when I think about all electric vehicles, I picture the Cybertruck that pulls over to the curb. Family goes in to eat their dinner or whatever, and they come out and it had snowed, and there's like a 1/4 inch of snow, and the Cybertruck can't get traction and go.
You do not like the Cybertruck, my friend.
I am not a fan of the Cybertruck.
But I agree with you. And before I let you go further with it, because you need to blow off a little steam on this.
I do.
This is my other problem with electrical vehicles. Why do most of them have to be so fucking ugly? Is that one of the requirements?
That's one of the reasons I hate the Cybertruck.
So that everyone knows that you're driving an electrical vehicle. I mean, look at them. Everything from the Leaf to most of the Teslas that are sitting out there to the Prius. Okay, all these vehicles are just ugly as sin.
I think a lot of them are trying to be different. They're trying to say, hey, listen, the automobile was manufactured in a certain way for all these years. So, for example, the front grille. You need a front grille to allow airflow to go through your radiator to cool your gasoline engine. However, with an electric vehicle, you don't need that. So we're going to make our front end so markedly different that no one's going to confuse us for an internal combustion engine. I kind of get that from a stylistic point of view, but when you've got a badge that already has a cool looking vehicle and then you make an electric version of it and it just looks terrible. What are you doing?
I don't know why. For what it was it at the I don't know which one the Tesla little SUV is. You know, the one we were riding in Vegas the last time we were there. Yeah. I mean, literally,
I think that was a Model Y or something.
Yeah, literally, that front end looks like the tip of a condom. There is nothing sexy about it. There's nothing good looking about it. And let's be honest. Remember that guy? He sat there and bitched about the fact he had bought that car.
Our driver the whole time was complaining about Tesla
because he had bought the car like a year and a half, 2 years ago before they started dropping all the pricing on it.
Oh my gosh.
And then they dropped it by like $10,000-$15,000 at least. And he was still had to pay the original price with all of it. So he literally the entire ride.
Remember, I asked him, I said, does this thing have the self-driving? He goes, no, because you have to pay for that. It's an upgrade. I was like, dang, sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
He was so bitter. He was so bitter.
After we got in the car, he just went straight to a bar. He was just like, this is dumb.
So Tesla Cybertruck, you are not a fan of it. For what reason?
Well, first of all, we can talk about the styling. I mean, it looks like a Pontiac Aztek and a dumpster from the 2000
Pontiac
dumpster fire
Aztek.
had a baby. That's what the Cybertruck looks like.
That long-lasting vehicle.
Dude, they made it super angular. Now, listen, if you told me that they developed this vehicle as a prop piece for Blade Runner, number 3, I'd be like, cool. We're making RoboCop 25 and this is his cop car. All right, cool. I get it. But it's 2025, and for somebody to just be driving around that Cybertruck, I kind of feel like, why? So it's not a car, but I don't think you can call it a truck. Because really, there's a channel that I watch, and I probably should have looked the guy's name up so I can give him some credit, but we'll try to put it in the comments below. He bought a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
He got on the waiting list. He bought the Cybertruck so that he could put it through its paces, and he put it up against Ford F-150, the GMC 1500 and the Dodge Ram, whatever. Man, that Cybertruck did not perform the basic things that a truck should be able to perform. Now, I'm not counting the little Chevy Loves and the little tiny little Mazda pickups. I mean like a real...
You're so dating yourself. They don't make those
anymore. I know they don't. But there are some people that still drive them around.
The Chevy Love.
Bro, I saw
how do you know someone was born in the 70s?
Bro, I saw like a B2300 or something driving around here. So, and they put one of those big mufflers on it, and they're like, and they lowered it and they canted the tire. It was dumb. But anyway, I've got some opinions. And so the Cybertruck, I don't think it looks good. And It's just not functional.
Yeah, I will agree with you.
It's not functional.
Your anger is well placed.
How can a truck get stuck in mild sand, mild snow? They did a pull test with it, and it ripped the entire bumper and everything off. Your tow hooks are supposed to be like on your frame.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it just ripped the bumper off, I'm like, what kind of garbage is that, dude?
Well, and listen, I am relatively a fan of Elon because I think that you have to push boundaries with things, and the stuff that he's been able to do with like SpaceX and all the other stuff. I agree, 100%. Because I'm kind of a closet space nerd. So with all of those, I went to like space camp when it's like in 9th grade. But outside of that, so I'm pretty much a fan. But like I said, that truck, that's not a truck. I don't know what it is. It looks more like just a prototype, but it should never went into mass production.
I honestly thought when I saw the first picture of the Cybertruck, I thought it was a joke. If I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
I thought somebody's pulling an April Fool's joke or something, because there's no way they're making that the production model. And then they did. And then I don't know if you remember, but back on New Year's, got this news article. This isn't helping the Cybertruck either, right? January 1st, approximately 8:39 a.m., the contents of a Tesla Cybertruck exploded outside the main entrance of the Trump International Hotel, Las Vegas. First of all, if you're going to try and bomb a Trump tower, like, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying, okay. But if you allegedly wanted to bomb a Trump tower, like, shouldn't you do the one in New York?
Well, yes, and I think they did come through, and the guy was more of a suicide than a terrorist.
Yeah.
But your point is very, very well taken.
It's not the Trump tower; it's a Trump tower, right?
Yes, it's just somewhere they threw his name on.
And I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but this guy's name is Matthew, and I mean, it's kind of sad. The whole attempt. You can watch the video. The CCTV footage is available online. But man, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but man, if I found myself owning a Cybertruck, I might want to blow myself up in it too.
Oh, that's a Chad-like comment.
I know. I can't believe I just said that.
That is,
but
rubbing off on you.
That's how much I detest the Cybertruck. And I've got friends that own Cybertrucks, and you know what? To each their own. I'm not going to own one.
It is okay to admit that it's ugly looking.
It is definitely.
It is ugly looking.
And most
of your electrical vehicle are ugly. Okay, I will say there's one or two that are starting to look good. That new Hummer that's coming out is looking good.
Oh, the Hummer looks good.
There's a new Silverado that looks very good. But like I said, probably like 90% of them are just ugly vehicles.
Yeah, most of them. What's your take on the Rivians?
I don't like them. Listen, they don't look as freaky as the Cybertruck does, but still, it doesn't look like it's a strong, well built.
If I could get a makeover kit for the front end of that Rivian, I think it'd be all right.
Well, it's got those big circular ring headlights.
Which I'm not into. When the Amazon electrical trucks drive up, I hate those too. I'm like, why do something different just to be different? Now, if they told me those headlights give you 1,000% better visibility at night or something, then I'd be like, okay, maybe the technology is worth it. But honestly, I just there's a few vehicles that I just detest. Cybertruck's on the list. It's the last vehicle I would ever think to buy. If it was the last vehicle available on Earth, maybe I'd drive one. But however, the Jeep, what is it? The Commander?
I don't give Christmas gifts, but that's that. If I have the money for that, I will waste it on getting you one of those.
The internal combustion engine truck that I hate the most is the Jeep quote unquote truck.
So
that's
also not a truck. See, I'm an equal opportunity hater.
But if they turn that into an all electrical vehicle, that's the tough thing. Like, would I buy that or the Cybertruck first? I don't know. But those two would be at the bottom of my list if that was an electrical vehicle.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everybody else is as heated about the Cybertruck as I am, but I'm just curious. Are we ready to drop this bomb?
I think the time has come.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the bomb drop of the week. And so my question to you is this. Is the Cybertruck a real truck, or is it just high-tech hype? And so go ahead and chime in. You can email us. You can just
voice your opinion
in the comments.
Want to hear it.
Head to our website, and you can actually take the poll. Is the Cybertruck a real truck? Is it like a Pinocchio?
No.
I'm a real boy, right?
It's
Or
not.
is it just high-tech garbage? Now, we did drop a bomb in episode 2.
We did.
And
So how did that turn out, my friend?
I've got the results here.
Oh, I have not heard these results or seen them. So,
Dude, I read through a few of them.
Okay.
And here's the deal.
refresh me. What was our question? What
We were
was our
talking
bomb?
about the holidays, and we asked the question, is Die Hard the ultimate Christmas movie, or is it just another action flick?
of which there's
basically?
only one right answer, right? What's the
and
right
we
answer?
both agreed that it was a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie, people.
However, Chad, there were 696 votes cast, and I
that's
believe
a good number.
I
That's a
believe
good
you
number
can
of people.
vote more than once. I don't know if there's 696 voters, but there were 696 votes cast.
Okay.
I believe our technology may allow you to vote more than once, but that's neither here nor there.
If you want to spend the time doing it, we'll listen.
There were 300 yes votes. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. 300 voters agreed with us.
Okay, 300.
But that meant that 396 disagreed with us, Chad.
I would agree with those people, but it would make me wrong.
56.9% said no. And here's some of the user comments.
Yes.
Emma R said it's about reuniting with family and overcoming obstacles, classic holiday themes. Thank you, Emma.
Very
You're
deep.
so right. We
Emma,
love you, Emma.
You are much deeper than my international thinker here from the Waymo article.
James P. Not a chance. Just because it's set at Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
What the is a Christmas movie then? If it's set at Christmas, how is it not a Christmas movie?
Well, you can take that up with James.
Okay. Well, James, you're an idiot.
James, you can email us at 3ground0
James, you are allegedly an idiot.
Michael T. I like this guy. Absolutely. Die Hard is the ultimate Christmas movie. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yes. Well done, my friend.
Yes, Michael, we like you. Cheers to you.
You're much better than James.
Sarah L.
James probably drives a Cybertruck.
Allegedly.
Or a Prius.
Allegedly.
I don't think James could even drive a Cybertruck. He's more of a Prius-sounding driver to me.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, dude, these are our listeners.
I know, and we love every one of them. But
Even
listen, you can like somebody, they can still be a dumb.
Well, true.
We all have friends and family members that we like or love, but they're still idiots.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right, just a couple more here.
Yes, give it to us.
Sarah L says, look, it's fun to watch during Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. So why are you watching at Christmas then?
Oh my God. The movie is set during Christmas. It was released during Christmas. It is played probably 90% of the time on the TV, okay, during Christmas.
Our last commenter that I'm going to share is Olivia M. And she said, Die Hard has family, redemption, and holiday spirit. Okay. And I love her take here. We got to have her on the show, dude. She says, it's more Christmas than most movies labeled as such.
Listen, I like that Olivia is backing us up. I think Olivia's went a little too deep.
A little too deep.
A little too deep on the redemption. And okay, you know what Die Hard
We're just
is?
looking for surface level takes. We don't want any of that deep stuff.
Die Hard is a kick action movie from the 80s that was set during Christmas time. What redemption is there?
Well, I mean, he redeems himself with his ex-wife.
What do you mean with his ex-wife?
Holly Gennaro.
You go into the other movies and they're not even together. How much redemption happened there?
But at the end of the movie, right, he kills the bad guy.
Okay, he has done more to win that woman over, and she has just treated him horribly.
I know. Yeah, she was all about her career, and he was all about the relationship. But he wouldn't leave New York either. So
we lost.
We lost.
We lost this one.
But that's okay. You know what? We're men. We can take it. We can take it.
No, I
we
can't.
can take one on the chin.
I'm not taking this on the chin.
Hey, listen.
We need to get more voters.
Chad and I would agree with you guys, but then we'd all be wrong. So there you have it. We have our bomb drop of the week is out there. So go ahead and check us out. Let us know what you think about the Cybertruck and
Ugliest Sin.
I'm really hoping that we don't get as disappointed. And in case you guys are wondering, we're dropping these every week.
Yep.
But 2 weeks later, we're going to review the results, giving you guys enough time to vote, giving us enough time to make sure that the podcast gets edited.
So where do they vote, though? How
they
do
can
they
go to
about
our
doing
website, groundzeropodcast.com, or they can go to YouTube and comment. But the actual poll is on our website.
On our actual website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Drill down, find the episode, and on the episode page, Will be a little vote. There's only 2 buttons to click.
Be real about
yes
it.
Yes or no.
Yeah, like be real.
And then leave us a comment. Let us know. We want to hear from you guys, whether you're answering a poll or whether you want to just email. Once again, I said our email is thegroundzeropodcast@gmail.com. You can check us out everywhere podcasts are streaming. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Obviously, we're on like iHeartRadio.com. We're all over the place, Chad.
So whether you're right or wrong, we want to hear from you.
Yes,
because we love you.
We love you. Thanks, you guys, for listening. We'll catch you guys next week.
Yep. Out.